mea mai I he wahaope ki he polokalama mawahe o moretio mo televisione Pasifika o ku atu hanga tonu pe mei tiupai I he pureanga whakatataha koe o Alepea pea me he Expo o wafe mawanoa. Koe aho whawhanua koe ni a Tonga o ku atu hanga tonu pe mei he Awasu Plaza I loto pe he Expo koe ni o wafe mawanoa. Au whalaite pokene kono wha o maasi heni wafe mawaua tale lelei ki mo tolo kotoa pe ki tau polokalama. Tapu mo o tua o kui ho tau loto Tonga. Tapu mo ena a whiwhio e haue o Tonga. King tupo wono mo tahine kui ni na rasi pau utupu aho. Tapu mo ene a whio ai e mia pe koi tui foki o tiupai Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Tapu mo hou eiki Mohammed Apure. Tapu foki ma hou eiki o e whanua koe ni o mau watu ai ai tau polokalama ai hou eiki pe mo e whare whakatui koia o e pureanga whakatataha o Alepea. Whakatapu atu foki ki kainga Tonga kotoa pe o kona ulo nuku I he feito koe ni he ahoni. Kia tiki mo tolo foki kainga Tonga o mo mea mai me tapa e whaa koia o mamani. Kai talangata I a te ao o whaiki tua mamaa. Kai ata pe mo oku. Ke whakahoko atu ai tau polokalama mawahe. Koe polokalama ki hono kātoa ngai o e aho whawhanua koe a Tonga ki e tau ni wafe mawanoa. Hau eike mo kainga o ku mau fia lahi mo laukau aki ai whanga maarie ha molo fia koe ni ke uatu mei he hahake loto. Ai o wau koia o polokalama fisfisi mua o teo mai pe e he whare pe koe pivilin koia a Tonga. Moi pureanga koia o ene a whio tupo wono, pe mo kainga Tonga koe ni mei he hahake loto I he ahoni. Koe polokalama koia o e ahoni o ku amanaki ke hoko atu ki ai, e whakahoko ai whasi whawhanua koia ai United Arab Emirates, UAE, e he foki whasi whawhanua koia a Tonga. I ai pe foki a ngahi lea ai kau whakawhi whangalangi koia o e ahoni, pe he foki ai kau whakawhi whangalangi. Whiunga, moi maalali koia o e aho. I kai koia pe, ko mau fia ke uatu, angahi ata, o prokalama I hono whakatoa, pe he foki ki hono ahia, e he hou eiki koia o e hahake loto, o tiupai, ai pare po e whare foki a Tonga I heni pe, I he Expo wafe mawanoa. Hiria hono ahia ai pare a Tonga, e me atu pe hou eiki, ki he pare pe koe whare foki, pe whare whakari ari koia ai host country, ai ko United Arab Emirates fokia, pe hiri koia e tātuku aki, ai mea koia e hou eiki, ma kau whakawhi whakalangilangi o e aho, ki he Leadership Pavilion, aia o whakahoko ai ha mao mea tokoni, pe foki ki ngahi o wau fuaki mea ofa, mei he pureanga Tonga, ki he pureanga whakatataha koia o Alepea, kai o maa foki ai ngahi lea, pe whakaosi aki, ai whakamoni hingoa, ai hou eiki pe makau whakawhi koia o e ahoni, I he tohi koia o e Expo. Hou eiki mo kainga koe aho whakahistoria fokieni, he koe fufua Expo eni o ki ai hafu whare Tonga lahi pe heni, o kai koa ki pare, kako fu whare whunga waka ia. Pe kai ko ia pe, ka koe fufua Expo fokieni o whakahoko mai, ki he hake loto. I heni I tiupai, ko mea kotoa pe o whakaofo, o ku lahi whawhaua, e koe mea whakawhiawhia mo oni.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. ضيوفنا الكرام، نرجو من الجميع الوقوف والترحيب بسعادة أكاولا سفير ومفوض عام مملكة. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. ضيوفنا الكرام، نرجو من الجميع
Lolo tonga whakahoko ai lea tari koia ki hou eiki o e wheitu koini. Lo tonga mea mai ai ampastoa koia o tonga ki pureanga whakatatao Alepea ko Honorable Akau Ola, Hono Hoa Asu, he foki ki he whakaafe whangalangilangi mei he pureanga koia o Alepea, His Excellency Noah El Hamadi, aia koia e tale kita o e siahahake mo Pasifiki, mo e whengawe aki whakawaha pureanga ai pureanga whakatataha koia o Alepea.
Good morning, honored guests. Please stand. Good morning, honored guests. Greetings, Your... Please stand and welcome his... Good morning, honored guests. Please stand and welcome His Apologies. Greetings, Your Excellencies, esteemed dignitaries and invited guests, and welcome to the official National Day ceremony of Expo 2020 Dubai. This morning, we gather to officially honor the Kingdom of Tonga and their participation in this exceptional global event.
Pe moe kao whaafe whakalangilangi, uma a whoki ai kai Tonga o kuna ulo nuku. Koe fusi hake koia fuka o yongo whanua a UAE pe mo Tonga, pe he whoki ki ona tā ai whasi whawhanua koia o United Arab Emirates, ka uma a whoki ai whasi whawhanua koia a Tonga. Kau sotia whoki ni mei he kautau eni a whio ai tui o tiupai o kuna whakahoko e whatongia mo e whakapaapa ki he fuka koia o United Arab Emirates. O Tonga. ki ai whasi whawhanua koia a Tonga hoku atu eni ki ono tari koia o e kainga kuna lo nuku i a hoko eni.
It is my esteemed honor to introduce and welcome His Excellency Nuh al-Hammadi for his opening remarks.
Ki he mea taritari a His Excellency Noah al-Hammadi ko tare kita i o Asia hahake mo Pasifiki me potu ngawe ki muri mo potu ngawe whingawe aki whapaha purianga ai purianga whatataha o Alepea.
Your Excellency, Honorable Akwaola, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Tonga to the United Arab Emirates, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, good morning, and malo elele. It is an honor to be with you today to celebrate the National Day of the Kingdom of Tonga. I welcome you among your friends in Dubai and the United Arab Emirates and take this opportunity to express our great pleasure at having Tonga's participation with us in Expo 2020. As we host the final few weeks of our global event, we are proud that we have managed to fulfill our promise of delivering a one-of-a-kind Expo and look forward to making the most of the remainder of this journey with our international participants and partners. We believe as firmly as we ever have in the importance of our Expo 2020 platform, which seeks to unite people from all walks of life under the ambitious goal of creating a better and more sustainable future for everyone. And this goal is closer to being realized, thanks to your significant contribution. Through the eyes of a child, visitors to Tonga's pavilion embark on a journey of discovering the island's scenic nature while learning about its traditions, history, and the relationship that has been cultivated between the Tongan people and their surrounding environment. We are pleased to note that Tonga's unique participation is driven by His Majesty King Topo Ono, with the underlying aim of supporting youth and ensuring that this Expo benefits both the kingdom and its people. As such, I would like to express our appreciation to Your Excellency, Honorable Akwaola, and your team for Tonga's meaningful participation in this Expo. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, since the establishment of diplomatic ties in 2006, our relationship with Tonga has continued to develop on several fronts, with agreements that have paved the way for greater commercial and tourism links between our two countries. In this regard, we look forward to witnessing greater opportunities for collaboration between our two nations across all spheres of shared interests for mutual benefits and prosperity. With this, I welcome you again, Your Excellency, Honorable Akwaola, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we gather at Expo 2020 to inspire and empower one another towards the making of a better world. Thank you very much.
Koe me ai a His Excellency Noah al-Hammadi ko tale kita o Asia hahake mo Pasifiki me he potunga o ki muri mo i whingawe aki whakawaha apurianga ai purianga whatataha o Alepea. Koe hoko atu eni ki he mea koia
Thank you, Your
ai a
Excellency.
pastor o Tonga ki he pureanga whakatataho
Now,
o
please join me
Alepea
in
me Abu
welcoming this
Dhabi,
morning's
Honorable
honoree from the
Akaola,
Kingdom of
ki he ne mea
Tonga, His
taritari
Excellency Honorable
Maatonga.
Akaola, for his remarks.
Whakatapu ke he o tua mafi o ko awhio o tau lolotonga. Whatapu mo e whatulo atu ki he hao o Tonga. Ko ene awhio kingi te pō ono, mo e kuini na naspau, mo e whale o e haa mo e ofo. Whatapu ki he whale o e hou eiki, o e whanua, eiki pale mia, mo e pure anga, mo e kainga Tonga koto. Bismillah, ira hema ne rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Your Excellency, Noah Al-Hamadi, members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and I would like to acknowledge and welcome the Tongans who have flown in to Dubai from across the world to join us here at Expo 2020 to celebrate our Kingdom's Honor Day, as well as our small Tongan community of UAE residents. It was to be His Majesty, King Tepo VI, who was to head the delegation to celebrate Tonga's Honor Day here at Expo 2020 Dubai. His Majesty has been invested in Expo 2020 from the moment it was announced that it would be held in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. His Majesty knew from the onset that with the UAE hosting the first ever World Exposition to be held in the MENA region, that the world was about to witness something extraordinary. He knew also that this would be an unprecedented opportunity for our small South Pacific kingdom. It is a great shame that His Majesty, the King, is unable to be here today. A shame, too, that we have been unable to bring a government delegation from the kingdom. On January the 15th, an underwater volcano, Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai, situated just 65 kilometers from our main island of Tongatapu, erupted with the force of a nuclear explosion, sending a volcanic plume into the Earth's stratosphere, reverberations of which circle the globe several times. The eruption triggered a tsunami that swept across our islands, reached as far as Australia, and impacted tides across the west coast of the United States and South America. Tonga was plunged into darkness as thick layers of volcanic ash covered everything and contaminated our drinking water. As always, whenever we have faced with natural disasters or major challenges, our friends and neighbors from across the waters are fast to react, and whatever assistance and support is required. If I may, I would like to recognize Her Excellency, the Australian Ambassador, His Excellency, the Fijian Ambassador, His Excellency, the New Zealand Ambassador, and the Elder of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Unfortunately, a week later, COVID arrived in the kingdom. For the first time since the global outbreak, COVID has now made its way across the Tongan borders and continues to ravage our already weary nation. Both our embassy in Abu Dhabi and our pavilion team here in Dubai have been deeply touched by the outpouring of sympathy and concern for other nations of the world being represented here at Expo. This show of compassion and solidarity for our people's suffering at home was doubly heartfelt, as all communications with Tonga had been severed immediately after the volcanic eruption and tsunami. So we all felt that we were carrying a piece of hope and goodwill from the world on behalf of our families who could not hear them as yet. As Commissioner General, having attended the opening of Expo 2020 and having spent much time here at Expo over the past 5 months, His Majesty our King was correct in both his judgments. A world exposition unlike any other in history. I would venture to say Barnum and Bailey have lost their crown when it comes to the greatest show on earth. However, before highlighting the successes that we as an international participant have achieved through this exposition, it must be made clear to all how these successes have been made possible. Indeed, at no other world exposition in history has every Pacific Island nation had a pavilion of its own, as we have here at Expo 2020 Dubai. It has only been through the lavish and most gracious generosity of the United Arab Emirates, and especially Dubai, which has afforded us this privilege. The level of technical support leading up to Expo 2020 and during has been unprecedented, which has allowed us to keep our doors open bar 2 or 3 days. I cannot eloquently enough express our gratitude to the Emirati people and to Expo 2020 for providing us with our own pavilion. But more than this, for respectfully recognizing each nation's unique individuality, irrespective of size, distance, or wealth. It is only through this generosity that the Kingdom of Tonga has been able to show our unique, strong, and living culture that has enabled us to share our values and our concerns with regards to climate change and environmental threats, that has enabled us to do our part to teach the children of the world the dangers of pollution, importantly, how it affects our oceans and the need to grow up to be smarter and more responsible than the generations before. To date, we have welcomed close to 200,000 visitors to the Tonga Pavilion. These visitor numbers represent the single greatest exposure of our kingdom. No travel or trade show has come close to providing Tonga with this level of exposure, and neither has any prior world exposition. Not only has Expo 2020 Dubai provided us with this unique opportunity, the generosity of the UAE and Expo Committee has enabled us to showcase our kingdom in stunning style by bringing into being the vision of Her Majesty Queen Nanasi-Pau'u of Tonga, who wanted to take visitors on a journey across the kingdom through the eyes of a child and a whale, whilst delivering a powerful message to all of the importance of our oceans, our environment, and the need for recycling and living sustainable lives. Furthermore, our connections made here at Expo 2020 Dubai have provided us with opportunities that can expand our kingdom on a global level through digital media. Today, we mark and honor the Kingdom of Tonga's participation in Expo 2020 Dubai, but we do so with gratitude in our hearts for Emirati people, for the leadership of the UAE, and for Expo 2020. Thank you. Shukran to Afatu.
Koe mea talitari fokia ai Ampastoa o Tonga ki Abu Dhabi I UAE, His Excellency Ampastoa Honorable Akau Ola.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We are now pleased to share a cultural performance from the Kingdom of Tonga, a country rich in cultural arts and numerous dance forms. 5 of them will be displayed today. A solo taulunga will be performed to open our showcase. Then the taulunga, a dance for Tongan maidens to showcase their beauty and grace. Next, You will witness the beat of Tonga, the drum that accompanies and keeps time for the performance as they show one of Tonga's oldest dances, the Ma'ulu'ulu. This is a seated dance for both women and men. The Kailau displays the fierce skill of weaponry, discipline, and obedience of our Tongan men, as they replicate formations, tricks, and mock battle sequences. To close, they will perform a lakalaka, Tonga's national dance. The lakalaka is a blend of choreography, oratory, and vocal instrumental polyphony. Here now, proudly representing the Kingdom of Tonga, please welcome Whenua Cultural Dance Group to the Stage of Nations.
Lupu me whaiva whoki ene a wheniu, ne nau lere mai me sene Australia ke whakahoko o whakame i te whakatonga, ka mata aki ai tau olunga, hoko atu ki mā ulu ulu, hoko atu ki Kailau, pe he whoki ki he lakalaka. Nau lere mai kotoa me sene i Australia.
Tapu mo e gala uni e whanua E lau kau anga e tonga ki tua Ai e Tau whatunga no tua O tukunga tonu e tawhi e whia E tangit Raimon E apatua o whai e maheni
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أتقدم باحترام إلى صاحب السمو الشيخ محمد بن راشد المستوى ولهذه الأرض التي نقف عليها. كما نعرب عن تقديرنا لملك جزيرتنا أمة تونغا الملك سياوسي توبو السادس. من فضلكم اسمحوا لنا بهذا الوقت من الترفيه.
Tapu mo Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum mo kele kele e kini. Tapu mo tui o o tutonga. Siaus tu po wono. Kai ata e whanga ke whai atu ai ha whakameite.
Ladies and gentlemen, and our honored guests, before we grace the stage before you, we would like to pay our respects to Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum in the ancient land on which we stand on. We would also like to pay respects to the King of our island nation of Tonga, His Majesty King Siaustupo VI.
I, George, make known to all chiefs of every rank and region and to all my people, may you have happiness and satisfaction from this statement. There is an almighty God of all. I declare to all of you, He is King of kings and Lord of lords. He is able to do anything that pleases Him. We are all under the protection of His hands. We are the sheep of His fold, and His sacred pleasure is cause of our great happiness. God, our Father, I offer unto you my land and my people, and all those who follow after me. I offer them to be protected from heaven.
Kulukona o tawa ke whaiana Na e tori e matangi mawhana Ko mai e ofo e nenganga E he whakatou ka tea I mono tapu Ia me whakatou ka tea I mono tapu E oku I lau e hataha Fio he la la ta 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 mo tonga he kaloni o e manula he whakama unga o nuku alofa he whakama unga o nuku alofa he tahi ne toha ke o te o ka e tuku te unupa
e kauwhaiva koe ni ko Nati Dempsey, Angelina Saliva, e te Shafo, Devita Rawaki Masima, o Peti Sina Maakahara, Mapila e tui tawake Malasi Tonga Bay, Nera Taha, Pasi e Junior Paha i Henafa, Daniela Mounga, Tisiola Matakaiongo, Apaleti Tau Tau Tau, Fa Jessica Claire Tonga, Devita Katoa La Meisi Palo, Pea Moe Tonga Kau Whaiva. Ulu fokia ai o tana foki heni a fase e junior faha e katoa ene grupo feniu me sene New South Wales.
May I
ku Tonga mea mai foki pea moe taha o kau whakawhalangilangi Honorable Pane Tupo Wawau Tuita Tui Whakano mo Major Science i Kiukaho aia koe talapeka ulahi o Tonga i Britania peo kuna mea mai pea ki tiupai he Polokalama koihia. Koe lava foki e taulunga toko la hika hoko atoni ki kai lao pio kofonga mari mo paspasi nima ai ka kai e toku wange o tupu o kunau whakatataha mai ki heni ki e States koia e he Awatsu Plaza i Dubai. Koe lava fokia ai kai lauia, pe wetu te wene ke hoko atu ki he laka. O kutokolahi foki ai kau ampastoa o ngahi whanua ki muri o kunau mea heni he ahoni. Kau foki ai ampastoa o Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, Tuvalu, pea mo Papua New Guinea mo Angola, me he office whapuri anga i Abu Dhabi.
E tapumo e hautaloni e kilua ae whatapua utakafalu e whonua seu ke panga i kei o i fua ae lai o ne kei to i lea o mala e kula ae lai o ne kei to i lea o mala e kula he talua ne tu a tonga motua whakataha i he mana mo ui o e tu matupua Ifo i to ona ngakawa ulua ki kuonga Seu ke hela a o siu mafua uta Seu ke hela a o siu mafua uta Whangalongo noa mo whonua motu e mo whonua motu Whakaloto mu a whakaoi fua o loto tātau e o loto tātau Ka whenga lolo hi fofua e ulu toru e isa ae toka o kanoloto a o e hau We whakatuke tuke anga whaka talu talu We whakatuke tuke anga whaka talu talu E matangita ane o si o kalafi tolu i kakala i e whanga i e silifuka e mono mua ki talo i la tufa o kuane whauni Dai mari e ai ao na poni Kai Maria i ana poni Wisa koe fuka e kuo miligia Kula kula moe hine hina kuo maali whekina E vaila e tawhaanga o e wholau kalia Isa e malu i kuanga ona tau e kina Ae mai utu ala tua tau whekina Me koe kuta tau e ka mahu mea
Hoi ke mokainga, ko e lava kakato fokia ai konga uluaki ai polokalama koia o e wau ki he aho whawhanua koia a Tonga. E motu si ipe ki minite nai hongo fulu ai tau laivi, ka mo mea mai pe, he e toi kamata ia i he ose minite hongo fulu ki wanua mei heni mai konga hono ua o e polokalama, kono a hia o e pare po e whare koia a Tonga, pe foki ki he whare whawhanua koia ai United Arab Emirates o wanua e tau polokalama. Whamalotu ki tau ngā weo e ahori, lava koia e uruaki konga tau polokalama, ka mo mea mai pe ki he konga honua he minite nai hongo fulu ki wanoa mei heni. Malo pito mo mea mai, ka mo mea tua whātu, lo tonga whae whakapaapa, Vai koia ki kau whakalangilangi ka nau mea tupe ki he konga hono hoko e tau polokalama tua whātu.